Hi, I'm Gina Danner. I'm the CEO at NextPage. So that means I do everything from cleaning up the parking lot to making big financial decisions. But we've got a great team here, and I've been doing this for over 37 years. It's a family business. Our family started it in 1988, 88 of 88, as a mailing service that also printed. That was new at that point in time. It was very revolutionary because in those days there was a commercial printer and there was a direct mail company, a letter shop. And so we were one of the first to bring that together. Over the years, my brother and my dad started it. I came in after about a year. Other family members came in and out of the business, and my dad retired, my brother retired, and I'm the sole family member left standing in the company. We came to the conclusion that the Canon ProStream was the right press for us after we had a press fire. We previously had two 8-color Komori presses. Fire took out one. Fortunately, our team did a phenomenal job and we were able to evacuate with no significant damage to anything other than the press. As we started investigating, we could have made the decision to go with a 6-color straight press for more of a packaging play. We looked at all of the options that were on the market at the time. We decided to go with the roll-fed ProStream because also at the end of 25, the HP T200 was totally out of service. So we had to make a choice there, and we still use that press a significant amount of time. So after a ton of research and market analysis and looking at where the entire industry was headed, we made the decision to focus on the roll-fed, high-quality press and print that the ProStream allows us. We believe that was the right choice. As our business continues to evolve and change and we look at the market, the amount of work that that press can put out will be phenomenal. When we started thinking about finishing lines, because we have a Hunkler finishing line for our T200 that was one of the first of its kind. And what we wanted to do is we looked at all of the players, and ultimately we made the decision to go with MBO, specifically because MBO is the workhorse of the industry. It's a name that's well established in the industry. The new ownership within MBO is critical for us. We love the Komori infrastructure and the entity that you guys all run under. And we believe that you guys have the best solution for what we needed. That the service model is great, our staff understands the equipment, the workability with your service team is phenomenal. The things just run. MBOs just run, and that's what you need in a print environment. As we were considering the finishing line and the things that really got us excited, first of all was the dynamic perfing unit. We felt like that was an important tool and a required tool in our world, and the solution that you guys offer, that MBO offers, was so critical and so well designed that that's the option that we chose. In addition, the 091 table gives us a lot of value because we can configure the folds and the tracking of what we need in a way that makes sense for us, whether it's tipping on multiple pieces. Tip-ons for mail is a big player, as is Post-it note tip-on, and special folds and folding and gluing and changing all of the ways that we can configure a mail piece is really critical in our world. And that's the solution we found with MBO is the right one. The coolest moment when I think about the MBO line, I have two experiences that. The first one is when I walked out and we were running 17,000 an hour, 2-up, 8.5 by 11 letters, 34,000 pieces net off the line. That was fast in our world. For us, that was significant throughput. The other piece is when I walked off and I saw us folding and tipping in line 2 D cards that were on a letter, and that was all in one single pass. That was when I felt like we made the right decision. I was excited about it. The bindery operators were so cool. They were just like, look at this, Gina, look at what we're doing. This is cool. Look at that number on the screen. And when you start to see that energy and people see that I get to run one of the latest, coolest, greatest pieces of equipment that's available today, and I can put out that much work That gets the staff excited, that gets me excited. And MBO is able to help us do that. Our shop produces a variety of products. Some are offset only, some are inkjet only, some are dry toner, some are flexographic on paper. Collectively, we are producing about 75% of our current work in a traditional manner, non-digital production manner. So about 25% of our work is digital in some capacity. I believe that the opportunity with inkjet and roll-fed technology with finishing lines like the MBO line we've designed is going to allow us to increase that volume for the plant considerably, because you can do so much more, so much faster with so many fewer people. And fewer touch points, we know, is where the money gets made. When I think about the next investment for inkjet at NextPage, I am seriously looking at inkjet envelopes, so our small envelope production. I want to go to a pre-converted envelope and inkjet at a high speed there. There's several options that are available. That's kind of the next. That's a relatively small investment. I think beyond that, we'll look at maybe a B2 size of cut sheet press. And then, of course, hopefully sooner rather than later, we're installing ProStream number 2 and MBO finishing line number 2 or 3 by then. When I think about the next evolution on the bindery side for us at NextPage, the place that I go to is rotary die cutting. Being able to set up, we've got a couple applications that we're looking at for clients where a rotary die cutting line would make a lot of sense. And so as we start to think about and craft the next evolution or the next round of capital investment, that's an area that we'll be taking a serious look at. One of the things that keeps me up at night is how industry's changing over time. I oftentimes, the value of being in this industry for so long, or in this business for over 37 years, is I got to see the start of fax machines and the start of the internet and the decline of the postal system and the change in volumes and the push to more digital marketing. I think that anybody who stands in front of people and say there's an opportunity to grow print volumes, in your company the answer could be yes. In the industry as a whole, we should face the music and say, no, print volumes will continue to decline. What we owe the industry now as forward thinkers is how do we create more value in that printed piece and help our clients make money and move their consumers across the line. So for NextPage, because of the horsepower we have, we can fill both from a small need client to a very large need client. So how do we manage and create products that fit and we can gang together for efficient production in that smaller avenue? And how can we deliver really high value for those mega mailers? That's the challenge that NextPage is really looking at. And I challenge the rest of the industry to face the music and figure out how their business can evolve and grow and change to fit where it needs to in the space. Because let's be clear, with the advent of AI, I see the advent of artificial intelligence very much like I saw the introduction of email marketing. And let's be clear, the print industry got their buns kicked. And I want to make sure that AI doesn't do that to NextPage.